I'm thinking of couples who buy this book and they
Yeah.
take the quiz
So
and they're
helpful.
like, okay, so how will
So
this help
helpful.
marriages?
Well, you have context.
Yeah.
So I have a friend that just recently hurt another friend. And her immediate reaction to me was, she hasn't heard my story. And what she meant by that is she'd understand why I hurt her on accident if she understood my story.
Right.
And it was a really wise thing to say. And most of us don't ever think about that.
That's right.
But we're all reacting and acting out of our 14, 12, 10, 5-year-old self, right? And so everybody's 5-year-old, 12-year-old, whatever age you were when something happened that shifted your trajectory where you believed a lie, whatever age you were, that 5-year-old will show up in your marriage. That 12-year-old shows up in my marriage. And if you don't know what it is, you're just mean.
What's your husband's lie?
Same.
Okay. So
We are two striving performers
okay. So what's
trying to
that?
accomplish
So,
everything.
You know, like how do couples take these two lies together and begin to build strength? Like, so put you on the spot. What do you guys do?
Yeah, I'll speak for him. He's given me a lot of leash on this. He's said,
I
share
would
his
imagine,
story.
Yeah.
So he was kind of, the way he was raised, he was a quarterback of a coach's son.
Oh, geesh. Yeah.
And it was a big Texas high school.
Oh,
And so you couldn't really have emotion because and I mean, this is real, right? So some of this is
Yes.
birthed not out of anything negative. It's just the way the world works.
Yeah.
So in his world, he couldn't show emotion. He couldn't celebrate. If they won, because they had a game the next week. And so he had to keep his poise, no emotion, do the job. And so I married this man. I'm crazy emotional. I mean, my first word I said was fiery when you asked me about
Right.
myself. So I'm
true.
wildly emotional, and I marry a man who has no emotion.
oh, yeah.
And I feel invisible. I get angry, he shuts down. Worse, he goes to sleep.
No
He
kidding.
literally would just go to sleep. He would ignore me and go to sleep
Wow.
because he had no capacity. He didn't have the tools to deal with emotion.
Right.
And he didn't have the emotion to be empathetic. And so, I mean, it would be years later where he expressed with tears, praise God, that now come more often than I cry,
Right.
where he expressed, I couldn't feel.
Right.
It was my job not to feel.
Yeah.
And he felt like a trophy on a mantle, and that was his role. And that's what he needed to do. His parents are the greatest.
Right.
All of us are doing the best we can.
That's right.
But somewhere he picked up a narrative of like, I need to be this trophy and like do the right thing and be the best. And so, man, the more I understood that, I had compassion. Like instead of feeling incredibly hurt, because that is incredibly hurtful, I was able to go, I know, I understand where that's coming from. It makes sense to me that you shut down when I feel angry.
Yeah.
It helped me approach him differently. That's why I spend 2 years of my life on a book, because I just see the power of being able to name the thing that is binding you
Yeah.
and that you don't even know is there
Right.
because it's broken everything free for us. So he's aware of that. So then when he hurts me, he's able to say, you know what? I see what I'm doing. Like I understand what I'm doing now, rather than just going to sleep. He can actually put words to it.
Yeah.
And he can practice. I remember when we were in marriage counseling, the therapist said, I want you next time your wife is sad or angry, I want you to say to her, I am so sorry. I can't imagine how that feels. And I want to be here. You know the script.
Oh, yeah.
And I was sitting there and I was like, when he does that, I'm going to laugh. Like I'm going to know that he rehearsed it and he said what he was supposed to say.
Right.
And then he did it. And I was like,
Floored you.
melted. I knew it was rehearsed. I knew it was just the right thing to say.
Yeah.
But it worked, you know? It worked. And I think to see him moving in that was powerful. Yeah. And then I'm a girl who's just wanting approval.
Right.
And he's a guy that can't give it because he can't even get into what I'm feeling. So, yeah.
Right. Folks, it's harder to think, create, and lead when your body's running on fumes. When you sleep well, you perform better. That's why I love my Avocado Green mattress. Avocado mattresses are handcrafted from certified organic, non-toxic materials. No junk, no chemicals, just comfort and support. So you wake up focused and ready to give your best at work and at home. Visit avocadogreenmattress.com/Ken and get an extra $50 off adult mattresses with the code FRONTROWSEAT. And the reason I think this book is so valuable is if you know this about yourself and now you're going to see what's triggering you in the workplace.
Yeah.
And what was huge for me coming out of the therapy of that moment is I began to see, now I know why I react in certain ways because I feel like I have to react instantly.
Yeah.
Because everything for me was I feel this and now I respond to it as opposed to going, I just need to learn how to sit with this. And so I think the advice on something like this for this book, I want our audience to know, if you can figure out these lies and see them everywhere, in the office especially, right, where you're in a situation, you've got that maybe really obnoxious boss.
Yeah.
There's a chance that you might show a little bit of grace and understand, I know why my boss acts this way.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I've been the obnoxious boss. And so I do. And it's so great now because I can feel that spinning and that anxiety in me when something goes out with typos, right? Like that's a great example.
Yeah, it's representing. I get it. Trust me.
And so, I remember early in leadership, this is, we're 3 years into having a brand new thriving organization that's growing really fast. And I remember that happened. And it's funny because I'm like a faith leader and I think I cussed at her and
that's not acceptable. We can't allow that. We can't talk about that.
Am I kicked out? Yeah.
No. That's just so funny that you said it that way.
No, I'm just saying it was harsh. Like it wasn't like a little bit harsh. It was like stinging,
it wasn't
cutting.
PG-13.
I didn't pause and think about it.
You had some fire, shall we say?
Fire. And that same feeling will come up sometimes. And I've learned to make peace with it and to know that not everything has to be perfect, that I don't have to hit a mark with everything I do. It's just so freeing.
Yeah.
It's so freeing. And so even if I feel that way, which I feel that way less and less, honestly, I think it's given me just so much more peace in my skin, so much more peace on my team. I believe the best and I'm not in it anymore to hit a goal.
That's right.
Like I used to be.
Well, what's fun about it is when you understand the lie, and what's powerful about this book is you understand the 3 lies, the more you understand them and focus on them, you see them.
Yeah.
One of my favorite psychology studies of all time, you've probably heard about it. It's legendary. They put a bunch of people in a room. They put a TV in front of them. They said, all right, we're about to show you an intramural basketball practice. And these guys are going to be running up and down, passing the ball, 3-man weave, okay? And what we want you to do is record only one thing. Just one thing. We want you to record how many times the ball is passed, okay? So it's a 10-minute video. People are sitting there, and they're watching the video, and midway through the video, a guy comes out in a gorilla costume and stands in the middle of the basketball court. They get done. They come back in. The people run the study, and they go, all right, let's go around the room. How many times? They go to each respondent, how many times did you see the ball passed? They told them. And then they said, how many of you saw the gorilla?
They didn't see it.
Only 2 people out of the some 20-some people saw the gorilla. Now, the point I'm making here is focus.
Amen. I couldn't agree more.
But focus only can happen on the other side of awareness.
Right.
So why I love this book and the 3 lies and what I want the audience to get out of what we're saying is when we can step in, and it's tough. And you said this.
Yeah.
Okay, I see the lie now. Because I understand it. Now I see it everywhere.
Right.
And then when you see it happening in your home life, work life, book launch, you're in a hotel room by yourself and you're like, I always get really sick to my stomach 2 days before a book launch.
Yeah.
I'm just terrified of it.
I know.
So, but when we see it, now we're able to go, oh, okay. And I can spot it everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And so all they were focusing on were the ball being passed. So if you go, this is a lie,
That's right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
It's not the way
now you
to
go,
do it.
That's a lie.
Yes.
Now here's what it looks like for me.
Yeah, it's helpful.
I'll have a little
to name
moment
it.
pop up, and now I can recognize it, and I go, that's a lie.
Yeah.
And then my emotions regulate.
But it makes me think of all the people that in their own minds right now are saying, but it's true for me. I am worthless. I am unlovable. And
What do we say to them?
that so many stories have been told to you. You have lived so many stories as well that have built a narrative that feels impossible to shift.
Yeah.
And I would just say to anybody listening to consider, what if it's not true? And you've built your whole life on it.
Yeah.
And that's a big first step, right? Of
Yeah.
just maybe it's not true. And then I would say to say it out loud to somebody, because it's hard to take in truth.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're all only beautiful, brilliant. We're all, if there wasn't some truth to the lie, we wouldn't believe it. You know, we're not that gullible and we're not that dumb.
Right.
There's a part of me that is unlovable. There's a part of me that is helpless, that there's a lot I can't control. There's tinges of truth to those stories.
That's right.
Or we wouldn't believe them.
That's right. Which is why they're powerful.
But they're not true of our identity.
Right.
Our identity as a human being. We contain worth. From the moment we are conceived, we contain worth and value. And we are worthy of love. Every baby that's ever been born, we feel that way about.
Yeah.